New Jersey. Time, 7:02 p.m. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and attend the meetings of public bodies of which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Lodi Borough Clerk has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof published in the Bergen Record by paid legal advertisement on October 21st, 2019, posted in the office of the Borough Clerk and on the Borough website. This meeting is being audio and video recorded.
Please stand for Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag,
United States of
United States of
America,
America, and to the republic
Republic for which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
liberty.
Liberty,
and justice.
justice for all.
roll call.
Councilman Leto,
Here.
Councilman DiChiara,
Here.
Councilman Carafa,
Here,
Deputy Mayor Martin, Mayor Luna.
Here.
Also present, Borough Clerk Carol D'Amico, Municipal Manager Vincent Caruso, Borough Attorney Alan Spinello, Borough Engineer Tom Solfaro, DPW Director Brian Palladino, Zoning Officer Construction Official Nick Melfi, CFO Charles Cuccia, and Deputy Chief Louis Franco.
Any certificates and awards?
No, Mayor.
Approval of minutes.
Approval of minutes. Executive meeting, August 18th, 2020.
motion,
Second.
Councilman Leto,
yes.
Councilman DiChiara,
Yes.
Councilman Carafa,
yes,
Deputy Mayor Martin,
Yes.
Mayor Luna.
Yes.
Closed session, August 18th, 2020.
Motion,
motion,
second,
Councilman Leto,
yes.
Councilman DiChiara,
Yes.
Councilman Carafa,
yes,
Deputy Mayor Martin,
Yes.
and Mayor Luna.
Yes.
Regular meeting, August 18th, 2020.
Motion,
Second.
Councilman Leto,
yes.
Councilman DiChiara,
Yes.
Councilman Carafa,
yes,
Deputy Mayor Martin,
Yes.
and Mayor Luna.
Yes. Communications,
Received and filed.
Porter Manager.
Only thing I have, Mayor, we met with the DPW director this morning. We went down to the rec center, the new rec center that's under construction. It's moving along very well. It'd be a nice addition. Complete. That's all I have.
Okay. Report of zoning, Dexman.
Evening, Mayor, Council. Following is a breakdown from August 1st to August 31st. Total number of zoning inspections were 112. Total number of building inspections were 106. 6 failed and had to be rescheduled. We fulfilled 49 OPA requests. We collected for CCO rentals and resale, 5,850. CCO for business, 1,050. Local zoning permits, 4,785. Zoning violations, 250. Building department fees, 25,849 for a total of 37,784. Summonses and that were issued and fines that were collected in the last court, $2,700 for businesses with no COs, $1,250 for boarding house, $1,250 for illegal apartment, $250 in property maintenance. Gary collected $600 from a car dealership for a total of $6,050 for the month of August in court. There's probably around 15 various cases that are still pending. The following properties have received summonses, and I could read them out. You have the list there: 28 Essex Street, 136 Route 46, 25 Avenue E, 194 Route 46, 120 Kip Ave, 144 Westminster, 135 Pasadena, 129 Pasadena, 11 Avenue E. Construction is continuing at Content Avenue very slowly. 60 Industrial, which is moving now finally. 123 West Route 46 is just about done with their life storage. 130 Mazda, Route 46 Mazda, they had their grand opening, ribbon cutting a couple weeks ago. 200 Gregg Street, which is moving, and 116 South Main Street has just really started construction and everything. And I did email you a copy of the letter from Public Service and Gas that they will not have to cut open the road at all, that their gas cut off from the fire was on the sidewalk inside the curb. So whether they do it before or after the road is Main Street's paved, it's not going to, they're not going to harm anything with Main Street.
And it's big enough for the new project?
That's the new project over on South Main.
And the piping is big enough for that, Nick?
The piping, there was a 2-inch gas line in there now, and Public Service sized up for what he's putting in there, and the 2-inch, they said is fine for what he's putting in over there. You know, so the sewer line was cambered. I know Brian was there last Saturday to witness it and everything, which was fine. And Passaic Valley Water, they just got to get their hookups, which I believe they said they're going to get before the road is paved also. We're still operating via email, regular mails, and continue to doing inspections by the guidelines of DCA. You know, we're all back in the office regarding property maintenance. Artie is continuing to be on the road for any property maintenance issues. He's issued warning and now summonses for all property maintenance violations. And there's the following is an list of addresses, which there's a bunch more that he has added, which is 84 Avenue A, 536 Harrison, 46 MacArthur, 347 Passaic, 81 Charles, 67 Avenue A, 188 Westervelt, 34 Garden Street. He's continuing regarding stopping at ShopRite and the malls regarding the gloves and the masks that are being thrown, which really haven't been nearly as bad as what it was at the beginning. And then Patrick's been working in my office. He's been going and pretty much all done with all the business owners to compile lists for all the garbage haulers. Remind them to get their tonnage report receipts into Rebecca for our recycling. And now he's been gathering a pothole list for the DPW, and he's compiling a list of all missing street signs to help Brian with DPW as he's driving the streets there. I just want to just so you all know we're continuing as if there was no pandemic going on, and everybody's doing a great job in my office, and that concludes my report. If anybody has any questions.
Hey guys, just one thing. Over the weekend, I gave you a call. When you speak to 200 Gregg Street,
Yes.
Apparently they were spraying something. I believe it was Saturday, and then it might have been getting on neighbors' cars or the houses. When you touch base with them, if they plan on doing anything that can affect the neighborhood, I mean, they should put out a communication, maybe a day or two before, if possible.
Yeah.
That way, if cars have to be moved, if that's the situation, they're prepared. They can move their cars. But you just follow up with that, please.
Yes, I did follow up with that, and I should have brought that up. What they were doing, they were power washing a building, and when I spoke with George, the guys that were power washing are in a lift, and what they were doing, they were power washing up, so some of it with the spray was going where the wind was going. Now, since he's directed them and told them that bring the lift up and power wash down the building instead of up, so we haven't had any problem or any calls from that. I did receive a call from Mrs. Grasso yesterday and explained to her lengthily of what was going on. She was, complaining about the vibration noise and everything. And I basically told her because it's a vibrating roller, what they're doing back there. It's rolling out the dirt. They got stone that's been down there. A good portion of the back building is all stone behind here by the residences over there now. So they're going to hopefully be paving by the end of the week. They said Thursday, Friday, they should be out of there paving. And that should pretty much end any kind of, vibration feelings that they're feeling in the ground over there.
Okay, thank you, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. Anyone else have questions for Mr. Murphy? Okay, moving on. Resolutions?
Resolutions, executive meeting Tuesday, October 13th, 2020, 7 p.m. Regular meeting Tuesday, October 20th, 2020, 7 p.m.
Consent agenda?
Consent agenda. These resolutions are matters covering operation of government and will be passed by one roll call vote covering all items on the consent agenda. Resolution number 20-146, approving bills for September 2020. Resolution number 20-147, authorizing the retirement payout to police officer Joseph Quattrone in the amount of $323,367.28. Retirement date August 1st, 2020. Resolution number 20-148, authorizing entering into a shared services agreement between the Borough of Lodi and County of Bergen for Bonfire e-procurement software services pursuant to NJSA 40A:65-1 and authorizing municipal manager Vincent Caruso to execute the aforesaid agreement. Resolution number 20-149, confirming endorsement of the following community development project in the amount of $471,758.90. Boys and Girls Clubs of Lower Bergen County Incorporated for the Youth Programming COVID-19 Prepare, Prevent, and Response Initiative. Resolution number 20-150, authorizing to refund the fee of $943 for the following project based on the recommendation of the building zoning official Nick Melfi. Permit number 202000354, Lodi Board of Education, Worksite Wilson School, 80 Union Street. Resolution number 20-151, authorizing the proper officers to refund the following overpayment of taxes. Block 204, Lot 13, 17 Avenue A, Lodi, year 2020. Resolution number 20-152, authorizing the proper officers to credit the following overpayment of taxes due to a county board judgment. Block 137, Lot 4, 266 Garibaldi Avenue, number 1, year 2020. Block 137, Lot 4, 266 Garibaldi Avenue, number 3, year 2020. Block 137, Lot 4, 226 Garibaldi Avenue, number 9, year 2020. Block 157, Lot 2, 51 Church Street, year 2020. Block 230.08, Lot 21.02, 66 Turyun Avenue, number 8, year 2020. Block 233.02, Lot 60, 5 Stall Lane, year 2020. Block 233.03, Lot 61.06, 183E Turyun Avenue, year 2020. Block 233.03, Lot 61.06, 187B Turyun Avenue, year 2020. Block 241, Lot 6, 15 Hamilton Avenue, year 2020. Block 266, Lot 42, 189 Church Street, year 2020. Block 230.08, Lot 21.02, 66 Turyun Avenue, number 13, year 2020. Block 64, Lot 15, 182 Burns Avenue, year 2020. Block 83, Lot 1, 1-6 South Main Street, year 2020. Tax credits will be credited to these accounts in the fourth quarter. Any overpayment will carry into 2021. Resolution number 20-153, approving renewal of alcoholic beverage liquor licenses for the year beginning July 1st, 2020 and ending June 30th, 2021. Resolution number 20-154, authorizing the proper officers to refund the following overpayment of taxes. Block 21, Lot 25, 7 Patton Street, Lodi, year 2020. Resolution number 20-155, establishing credit card processing services for the tax department through TSYS Merchant Services for an additional 1 year commencing September 1st, 2020 and ending August 31st, 2021, and authorizing Mayor Scott A. Luna to renew said contract in accordance with the proposal dated June 18th, 2019. Resolution number 20-156, authorizing to renew the agreement for video streaming services with Swagger Productions LLC for the period of September 1st, 2020 through August 31st, 2021, and authorizing Mayor Scott A. Luna to execute said renewal. Resolution number 20-157, authorizing signatures on contracts when the mayor is unavailable. Resolution number 20-158, authorizing the acceptance of the bid by Pharos Enterprises LLC and entering into contract for structural rehabilitation at the Lodi Senior Center. Neglia Engineering Associates, project number LODI-MUN 20.010, and authorizing Mayor Scott A. Luna to execute said agreement. Resolution number 20-159, authorizing the refund of the balance of the following escrow deposit, number 10696, in the amount of $726.25 as recommended by the zoning department, Atlantic Material Handling, for property located at 22 Victor Street, Lodi, Block 153, Lot 1.01. Resolution number 20-160, authorizing the refund of the fee of $50 for a certificate of continued occupancy for resale, number CCO-2020-02099, to the owner, Errol Mescal, based on the recommendation of the zoning officer. The fee was paid by the owner and by the realtor. Resolution number 20-161, authorizing the acceptance of the bid by Cifelli and Son and entering into contract for improvements to First Street, NJDOT fiscal year, I think it's typo 19, NEA project number LODI-MUN 20.014, and authorizing Mayor Luna to execute said contract.
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Leto,
Yes.
Councilman DeChara,
Yes.
Councilman Carafa,
yes,
Deputy Mayor Martin,
I'm going to abstain on resolution 20-146 for the following bills: 20-01249, 20-01327, 20-0353, and 20-01354. I'm abstaining on resolution 20-148 and 20-153. Yes to all the rest.
Mayor Luna,
I'm going to abstain on resolution 20-146, bill number 20-01263, and resolution number 20-148. Yes on the rest.
thank you.
Mr. Murphy, you had your hand up before you shut off. Did you have something you wanted to add?
I just wanted to add one thing while we have Deputy Chief Franco on the phone. If I may, if we can touch base tomorrow regarding, we found a possible homeless person. We're not sure if he's living in a tent or there's just a tent up between the bridge and Firematic by the river.
We were actually there today.
You
We
were
went back there. He wasn't there at the time. He did have, or he or she did have some food back there and some personal belongings. So my guys are going to be checking periodically. They went 3 times today and they're going to go throughout the night in hopes to, if we do find the person, so they could collect their belongings and move on. We hate to take everything that they have, what little bit they have away from them, and just leave them destitute. And actually, we're going to try to see if we get them into a shelter.
Okay,
So
thank
we are
you.
aware of it, and we have him back there.
Okay, thanks.
Thank
That's
you.
all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nick. Ordinances?
Ordinances, hearing and adoption ordinance 2020-17. An ordinance to amend all previous applicable traffic ordinances and to designate certain additional intersections as full stop streets in the borough of Lodi. James Street at Grove Street.
Anyone wishing to be heard on ordinance number 2020-17, please call in.
Anyone wishing to be heard on the ordinance number 2020-17, the call-in number is 646-558-8656.
Get a motion to close and adopt?
Motion to close.
Second.
Councilman Leto,
Yes.
Councilman DeChara,
Yes.
Councilman Carafa,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martin,
Yes.
and Mayor Luna.
Yes.
Hearing and adoption ordinance number 2020-18, an ordinance to amend all previous applicable traffic ordinances and to designate certain additional intersections as full stop streets in the borough of Lodi, Kip Avenue and Woodside Avenue.
Anyone wishing to be heard on ordinance number 2020-18, can please call in.
Again, the call-in number for ordinance number 2020-18 is 646-558-8656.
Motion to close and adopt?
I'll make a
Motion to
motion.
close and adopt the ordinance 2020-17.
18.
18? Oh, sorry.
Second.
Councilman Leto,
Yes.
Councilman DeChara,
Yes.
Councilman Carafa,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martin,
Yes.
and Mayor Luna.
Yes.
Hearing and adoption ordinance 2020-19, an ordinance to amend all previous applicable traffic ordinances and to designate certain additional intersections as full stop streets in the borough of Lodi, Content Avenue and Corabelle Avenue.
Anyone wishing to be heard on ordinance number 2020-19, you can call in.
Call-in number 646-558-8656.
Could we get a motion to close and adopt?
Motion to close and adopt?
Second.
Councilman Leto,
Yes.
Councilman DeChara,
Yes.
Councilman Carafa,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martin,
Yes.
and Mayor Luna.
Yes.
Hearing and adoption ordinance number 2020-20, an ordinance to regulate playgrounds, parks, open spaces, and recreation areas, and the fees therefore, which ordinance shall amend ordinance 2019-08, entitled an ordinance to regulate playgrounds, parks, open spaces, and recreation areas, and shall amend Borough of Lodi Ordinance 808-02, an ordinance to amend an ordinance previously amended, entitled an ordinance to establish license, permit, and fee schedules within various departments and agencies of the Borough of Lodi, also known as ordinance numbers 83-08, 85-07, 193-21, 194-11, 202-22, 505-13, and 707-12.
Anyone wishing to be heard on ordinance number 2020-20, could please call in.
Again, the call-in number is 646-558-8656.
Get a motion to close and adopt?
Motion to close and adopt.
Second.
Councilman Leto,
Yes.
Councilman DeChara,
Yes.
Councilman Carafa,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martin,
Yes.
and Mayor Luna.
Yes.
Introduction ordinance number 2020-21. An ordinance to amend ordinance 195-11, an ordinance to limit and restrict to specified districts and to regulate therein buildings and structures known as the zoning ordinance of the Borough of Lodi, and to amend ordinance 2018-16, prohibiting the cultivation, manufacturing, processing, warehousing, distributing and/or sale of marijuana, cannabis, and to permit alternative treatment centers and authorize recreational marijuana retail facilities as conditional uses in a specified area located within the ILI Light Impact Industrial Zone District. Need a motion?
Get a motion?
A motion.
second,
Councilman Leto,
Abstain.
Councilman DeChara,
Yes.
Councilman Carafa,
yes,
Deputy Mayor Martin,
Abstain.
and Mayor Luna.
Yes.
Introduction ordinance number 2020-22, an ordinance to amend all previous applicable traffic ordinances to designate certain additional streets as one-way in the Borough of Lodi, Vreeland Avenue and Linden Street.
Get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Leto,
Yes.
Councilman DeChara,
Yes.
Councilman Carafa,
yes,
Deputy Mayor Martin,
Yes.
and Mayor Luna.
Yes. There any B resolutions, Cal?
No, I'm sorry.
B resolutions?
No, Mayor.
Okay. Just like to make a quick report and not too much, but just want to know the September 11th ceremony and lights went very, very well. Want to thank Albert DeChara and Emil for their input on this, as well as the PD and Sherry Tosto for all of their input. Went very well. Also, I'd like to acknowledge we gave a key to the city to a 9/11 survivor, and he was a rescue hero, Mr. Glenn Russo. I'd like to thank the families from the victim of 9/11 for attending the ceremony. It was beautiful. Kennedy Park, as Borough Manager said, the new Civic Center, Rec Center, is coming along very well. Little update on our paving of Main Street and Union Street, the Passaic Streets, should be starting up in about 2.5, 3 weeks from now. Also, our Oktoberfest and fireworks display will take place on October 18th. I'd like to ask any local businesses if they'd like to set up a stand or a table to please contact Rebecca Palladino or Garrett Luna at the Borough. There will be no charge for any vendor that wants to set up something, especially after the COVID. It may be a good way for them to recoup a little income that they lost. So if anybody wants to, participate, just give Rebecca or Garrett a call and we'll handle that. All proceeds this year will go to the Lodi Fire Department. Last year it went to the police department. We were able to buy them vests. So this year will go to the fire department. While I have Deputy Chief on the phone, on the Zoom, I'd like you to look into Massey Street. I got a complaint, 2 complaints. I went there the other night and they were complaining about commercial vehicles parked along that side of the street. I saw 2, 3 landscaping trucks, a mason dump, a tree cutting truck, and a chipper. Residents called in and I know they were complaining, so I went to see it myself. So either we got to do something there. God forbid there's a fire, they can't get down that road. So if you guys can look into that, I'd appreciate it.
Sure. You're talking about the dead end part by the
Yeah,
trailers?
on Massey Street, the dead end part. I know we
Now,
discussed.
how far
something
in
a
does,
while ago.
would you know, Mayor, how far in the borough owns from that corner?
I believe we own the whole road, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct now?
I don't know. We'd have to do a search to see who actually owns it.
Because I know there was tickets that were issued a while back on it, and a residence called, I guess they called the PD and they said, no, it's private property. I know the beginning is our property, but, you know, if we got to do something with it, if it is a borough street, we got to look into it. It's got-
I'll check into it tomorrow.
Okay,
We can
appreciate
check with the tax collector to see, check his tax maps to see what that shows also. That we
And I
can
think we have
fast for the
history
answer.
on that property too, right? Didn't we do something, look into that recently?
Yeah, we were looking into turning that street over to Costas Trailer Park, the owners of it. I don't know that ever went through, so, as far as I know, on paper, it's our street to the dead end.
If it's the same property you're talking about with Costas Trailer Park, then it is.
correct.
That's correct.
Yeah,
If it's
because we need to get some
the same one we're talking
signage, alternate street signage posted up there, you know, parking and, you know, no commercial vehicles are allowed on our streets, so it's pretty bad down there.
Okay, I'll
But
definitely
look
look into it.
into it if you can. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
That's it for me. Any council reports?
I just wanted to acknowledge what the mayor had said, thanking everyone for participating in the, I guess, our first annual Tribute in Light. It worked out very well. We also had Chief Steve Castiello from the fire department there, and we have members of our EMT there as well, celebrating the night. So I think we're going to continue more or less the 9/11 Tribute in Light down the road, but we'll be discussing that probably next month. All right. That's it for me.
Old business? New business? I'd like to open the portion of the meeting to the hearing of citizens. Each citizen will have 5 minutes to be heard. Our call-in number is 646-558-8656.
We have two that are in queue right now, Mayor. Ms. Deborah Grasso is online first. Ms. Grasso, if you could unmute yourself, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi. I do wish to thank Mr. Melfi for returning my call.
Wait, Deborah, excuse me 1 second. Could you please state your name and address?
Oh,
just so
sure.
we have it? Okay,
Yes, Deborah Grasso, 6 Shady Lane in Lodi.
thank you.
All right. As you know, my property borders Gregg Street. And Mr. Melfi was nice enough to return a call the other day. But the issue becomes, I think he's not understanding how severe the noise is. All right. The other morning, I had it. This has been going on for several weeks. I went outside with my phone and recorded the sound coming through the sound wall. All right. My home is shaking to the foundation. I am currently working at home, so I've gone downstairs into the basement to avoid the noise. The house is a ranch, so on the main floor. So I went down into the basement where I have a finished basement. I have a sitting area, and I'm watching glasses, paintings on the wall, shifting and shaking. All right. I don't understand why this is happening. And as I said, it's been going on for several weeks. All right. Hours on end. It's not a few hours and then they take a break. It's consistent from 7 o'clock in the morning till at least 3 and 4 in the afternoon. All right. That was one thing that I did address with Mr. Melfi. He said that they will be now pouring concrete and they got permission to do construction 24 hours a day. So this coming Thursday and Friday, concrete vehicles will be coming in and out of the property nonstop to pour the concrete for the foundations of the shells that they have set up already. Next, the noise wall. There are several gaps in the wall itself, from the posts that are anchored into the ground and the wooden panels that have been screwed into it. Now, Mr. Melfi's told me that they used 8-inch screws to fasten the panels into the posts, and that should not be a problem, you know, in the case of severe winds, bad weather, whatever. But I cannot see how several gaps where sunlight is actually coming through is leaning to a secure structure. So he said that he would speak to the engineer and, the town engineer to see if this is something that we need to worry about, if it's something that needs to be repaired. I understand that, maybe because it's made out of wood, you need a little swelling here and there, but is there no way to put any kind of silicone or cushioning to block that? Because that's also now another concern. I had also sent an email quite some time ago to Mr. Melfi and to Mr. Caruso showing pictures of the trees that were left behind from the sound wall to my property line. There are very large pine trees with excessive dead branches. So in the last few storms that we've had, these branches are breaking off and flying into my house. They're flying into my front yard. And nothing has been done to remedy all these lower hanging dead branches on the trees that are left behind. I came home today to find the ivy that was hanging on their fence, it is their chain link fence, ripped to shreds and thrown all over. I didn't have to clean up too much, thank goodness, but we were supposed to be notified, Mr. Melfi said, by mail to let us know when they will be removing that chain link fence because they are going to start construction on the new vinyl fence. None of this has come into my mailbox yet, so I don't know when I need to start moving outdoor furniture and things away so they can remove the rotted chain link fence that's there. And then lastly, you mentioned that they would be doing the asphalt paving. Now, during the planning board meeting, we brought up that the volatile organic compounds in the ground, because of the groundwater being contaminated, the asphalt should be vented, and the people who were complaining against the project originally were shut down and nothing was discussed. So I was just curious if anything's going to be vented, so that way there will be no buildup of organic compounds in the ground, which could become explosive if it's not dealt with properly. And the very last thing is I did mention to Mr. Melfi also if there would be any type of inspection of the houses surrounding the actual perimeter of the property for damage to sewer lines, because with the violent shaking of the houses, all right, a few people have said to me, well, how's your plumbing? How's this? How's that? I never even thought about it. But I do have a crack in the sheetrock and an outside wall in my basement, which is a finished basement.
5.
Yes.
Mayor, that's 5 minutes.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tom, can we respond to anything?
Tom, can you absolutely maybe look into the venting with the paving and the sound walls? I'm gonna go, I don't know if Deborah's still on. I live here as well. I'll go down there with Mr. Melfi. I wrote some notes what Mrs. Grasso was looking for and see if we could address this, and I can get back to her, or have Nick get back to her and see if we could look into some of these questions.
Yeah, I took some notes down there as well. I'll also reach out to the contractor regarding the notice and when they think they're going to take down the chain link fence. So obviously the residents have adequate notice to take care and remove or relocate, whatever personal belongings they have on the property. So I will also look into that as well. So, and report back.
Okay. And maybe some of the houses back there, I don't know if Nick or maybe you can take a look. I did get some calls about the vibration and the shaking as well. It's loud. I live right here as well. So maybe we can take a look at some of that, if any damage structural.
Will do.
Okay. Anyone else?
Mr. Augusta?
Yes.
Rob?
Okay, Joe Augusta for Wissy Court. All right, first thing, there's a stop sign that got, I guess, knocked over, and just the post is laying on the ground on North Savoy Street by the BP station. So North Savoy and 46 West.
Okay.
Okay, so that's something that we're responsible for, right?
North Savoy and 46 West, yeah, it should
Right.
be.
Okay, yeah.
DPW checker first thing tomorrow.
Okay. All right, and regarding the falsified application, the 808-31, the auto dealer license for Auto Gallery, did you guys receive the report, and what action are you going to take? Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, Joe, I actually did not see it. I don't know if Mr. Caruso or the police did. I mean, if they're doing a falsifying report, I mean, I wouldn't know it. It would come to the PD, wouldn't it, Chief, Deputy Chief?
Yes, it would. It,
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sorry.
So, yeah, I requested, I openly requested that information. So I brought this up at the last meeting, and supposedly you guys were going to look into it and take the appropriate action. So you're saying that you didn't even receive the report now? Because
No.
the report is, okay, go ahead. You received the report?
No, that's not the case. What Mr. Paparosi was supposed to be on tonight to answer some of these questions. I don't know why he didn't make it tonight. But they're still looking into the, what the actual violation was or the arrest record that this person may or may not have. And that's how they're making a decision on whether or not that was disclosed or was not disclosed in the application.
Yeah, so it wasn't disclosed. There were multiple arrests. I have the police should be aware as well, because they're the ones who sent me the incident report and the police reports. But yeah, there was multiple arrests. There's an indictment. There's a third-degree indictment from somebody from Auto Gallery, and the arrests are pertaining to Auto Gallery directly. Multiple people at Auto Gallery.
Deputy Chief, if you don't mind me, doesn't this get approved by state police of New Jersey before it comes to us?
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay, so
we have an ordinance, 808-31, and that's one of the requirements. So that's a local requirement. So whatever state require, I'm sure they have that as well at state level, but we also have it at the local level. That's why they fill out that application, because you don't want anybody, having, defrauding people, and you don't want them to just be issued licenses and continue to defraud people, to continue to put people in danger by the picture that I sent you in the beginning of the month from the car carriers. They're still continuing to do that, which is against federal and state laws.
Joe, let me answer this question once and for all. You've been asking this since I've been on the council and probably before. I have a letter in front of me, okay, from the DOT, Miss Vanessa Holman, which came from the governor's office that after your first inquiry, this was on January 31st of 2020, that I tried to read it one time and you either ran out of time or something. I have a letter here. The only parking restriction along Route 46 within the borough of Lodi is no stopping or standing on both sides of Main Street and Money Street. And that's with various bus stops along the way, okay? There is no specific law that just restricts car carriers from loading and unloading on a state highway shoulder. That's
the shoulder, the very
Joe,
definition
let me finish.
Okay, but then
let me finish. That's as far as the NJDOT jurisdiction goes. The Motor Vehicle Commission regulates any loading and unloading of materials. This is done throughout the state. 46, 17, Little Ferry, Mahwah, Paramus, Ramsey. It is allowed, Joe. It's not our ordinance. If you have a problem, you have to take it up with the state or the DOT, not Lodi. And that's it. It's right here in black and white. I have it right in front of me. So there's nothing we could do about it.
But I know what you're talking about, and that's not what that says, or what that.
I'm looking right at it.
It says that you can park a car carrier. Every business has to, like if they go before the planning board, and it wasn't even brought up at the planning board meeting, has to, specify where deliveries are to be made. That's the most dangerous place anywhere to make especially for a car carrier offloading, driving the wrong way, against 50-mile-an-hour traffic. But
Joe, I'm not saying I agree with you or disagree with you. I'm saying that your fight is with Trenton. It's not with Lodi.
Yeah,
If you
but there's
ride
a-
up and down every highway in the state of New Jersey, Route 22, Route 21, 17, 46, if the state isn't doing anything about it, the municipalities have no jurisdiction over it. There's nothing we could do about it.
But we're the ones who patrol it. It's the local police patrol it, but there's a
Well, they
federal.
can't
motor-
ticket
there's
them.
a-
What are they going to
there's
do
a-
with them?
There's a Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. That's the federal government.
Well, then
that
maybe you
regulate-
should take it up with
that
the federal
regulates them.
government, Joe.
And
What
then
is, I
also-
gotta know, what is your beef with this one car lot?
No,
It's
anyone who
just
does
one
it.
car lot. You complain
No,
about this one
I've
car lot week
called-
after week.
I've called and I've sent pictures of multiple cars.
I saw your pictures, but
Right.
I'm just telling you, there's nothing
So
we
it's
can
not
do
just
with it.
one car lot. It's just wherever I see it, I call.
So
and
it's
I make
every
a-
car lot in the state. And again, there's nothing I could do, we can do about it.
But
The
that is
chief's
illegal.
right
The
on the phone
definition-
here.
If the definition of the shoulder itself is for emergency purposes only. That's the very definition of it. So somebody could set up a lemonade stand in the shoulder and sell and conduct that type of illegal, business.
Now you're
right there?
being-
No,
now you're
you
being
can't do that, right?
ridiculous now.
How
You're
is
being
that ridiculous? Because it doesn't
There-
say that you can't do it. That's your
Again,
argument.
there's
that
no
you're saying
law
it
that
doesn't-
restricts car carriers from loading and
Sure it
unloading
does.
on the
There's-
state
There are
highway.
federal laws
I've
that govern.
answered your question. Take it up with the DOT. I
There's
went to the
federal laws.
governor's office and I got it. Your fight is with them, not with us.
Joe, the other thing, Joe.
We're the
you-
ones who enforce it, though.
No, Joe, if there's an
Yeah.
issue where you call the police and the response isn't quick enough that they leave, you can file a complaint directly with the police department against the car. So you can make that complaint directly to the police department if they don't get there in the time frame that you need to ticket someone. But like the mayor said, I mean, it's kind of out of our hands at this point where, none of us believe it's as safe. And anywhere we go, we don't believe it's safe, but something the state designated.
Yeah, but it's also not legal, but it is illegal.
It is legal in their eyes, Joe. There's also a section here.
A lot
that
of
if
things
you
are
if you feel anything, you should call the Bureau of Traffic Engineering in Trenton. If you feel there's something unsafe there or something, you have to
But you
take
saw
up
the
with them.
the last pictures I sent you when they were hanging out in the shoulder, two people for 6 minutes, right? They're standing practically in the travel lane, examining the vehicle that just came off the car carrier before they brought it onto the lot. They act very cavalier and casual, like I said last time, like they're doing it in an empty parking lot. They cause car. You see the pictures that they cause cars to swerve. It's just a matter of time over there. And when something happens over there, it's going to be a big something. It's not going to be something small. And it's an illegal thing that it's not legal. What you just read to me is complete, has nothing to do with car carriers offloading the shoulder.
Okay, that's how you interpret it. Next question, Joe.
Mayor,
Take it up with the state.
That's 5 minutes, Mayor.
All right.
More than 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
sorry, Mayor.
No.
Okay.
Okay, get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Leto,
Yes.
Councilman DeChara,
Yes.
Councilman Carafa,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martin,
Yes.
Mayor Luna.
Yes.
Mayor Luna.
Yes. Am I muted?
Time
No.
7:51.
And before you go, Mayor, we had some obvious issues with the streaming of this meeting.
Okay.
But we did 2 citizens call in, so in case you get any calls on it, I'm gonna post the meeting immediately on the website and everything, but the live stream for whether it was on their end or our end, it's the first time we lost it for some reason, so I apologize.
Okay.
All right.
All right, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, everybody. Stay safe.
All right, bye-bye.
Take care.